YouTube, what's good? Send you back at it again with another video. So today we're going to be going over 5 tips and tricks that are going to help you in the future of Call of Duty's lifespan. So the goal of the video is to give you these tips and tricks that I have learned while playing the game, and from what I've learned, this will be able to then help you understand the game a little bit better, and hopefully you may have some improved gameplay. Maybe you'll improve your KD, maybe your streaks will go on for longer, maybe your gameplay experience in general will go up after watching this video. But here, without further ado, are 5 tips and tricks that you need to know about when entering in Call of Duty, whether you're new or old. Okay, so at number 5 we have the counter UAV. Now, what most people don't realize is that the counter UAV is actually different this year than it was from previous Call of Duties. When calling in the counter UAV this year, you place it in a specific spot, but it works almost identically to the way that the VTOL works. You know, you place a VTOL down, and when you place the VTOL down, it guards that specific spot. As you can see right here, what most people don't realize about the counter UAV is that if you're getting hit by the counter UAV, then 9 times out of 10 the counter UAV is hanging right above your head. So when a person calls in the counter UAV, if you're not getting hit by the counter UAV, then you're most likely nowhere near the area that it's actually scrambling. If you have your radar scrambled, look straight up and you'll most likely be able to see exactly where the counter UAV is, and you don't have to wait on somebody from your spawn to shoot it down with a rocket, and you don't have to wait for somebody to spot it with the spotter perk. Just look straight up and you're gonna find it. You'll be able to shoot it, and it's only gonna take about half a mag on most weapons. And obviously if you're running FMJ, it'll die even faster, but for the most part it's 10, maybe 15, 20 bullets max, and you'll wipe out a counter UAV just like that. So at number 4 we have the Thermite versus the Riot Shield. So here's the thing. Throughout Modern Warfare or Call of Duty history in general, Riot Shields have been a problem. But it is increasingly worse in this game considering how big camping is. And because of it, a lot of people will run around and hide in a corner excuse me, with the Riot Shield, or they will ape you with shotguns and have a riot shield on their back. So if you encounter somebody who is using a riot shield and is a serious problem, you must stick the riot shield with a thermite to get rid of them without actually having to, C4 them or run around and try to kill them or wait for them to kill you with a throwing knife. Just toss a thermite at the shield and it'll knock them right on out. Alright, so at number 3 we have the white phosphorus immunity. Now, I know that a lot of you are probably going to be sitting there going, what the heck is this dude talking about? How are you immune to a kill streak? Well, when this drops in, which will be right now, I'll let you hear exactly what happens when you do not run battle hardened while a white phosphorus is active. So, because of you not running battle hardened while a white phosphorus was currently being engaged on your map, you were coughing horrifically, your screen was all bloodied, you were probably slowed by the initial hit of the white phosphorus when the canisters land on the ground. It becomes harder to see, it's very annoying. Just everything that happens when you get hit by white phosphorus happens when you do not run battle hardened. But let's take a look at what happens when you run battle hardened against white phosphorus and also use a stim to regain the health that you lose when the canisters actually collide with the map. So as you can see, because of the battle hardened perk, I do not get hit by that ridiculous cough. The initial slow from the canisters colliding with the map did not slow me, and on top of that all, I used the stem to replenish the health that I lost, and I mean, look at it, the streak is going and I'm basically unaffected. So that is what you need to do to be immune to white phosphorus, and let's move on to number 2. So coming in at number 2, we have, what does accuracy actually mean? I'm here to tell you that accuracy actually means how bad your side-to-side horizontal recoil is when you're full firing the weapon. So right here, I'm doing a bullet spray test on this tin canister inside of Rust, and you can see that the bullet spray pattern is horrendous. It's literally just a snake going up the canister. So the side-to-side recoil is pretty much garbage on the AK-47. Meaning that instead of speccing into control like everybody else does, I'm going to spec into accuracy. Now, that may not have the best perks, and of course you don't have to do it this way, but this is for future reference for you to know if you pick up a weapon that has garbage side-to-side recoil, then you should spec it into accuracy so that it'll be a lot easier for you to be able to manage the recoil on that weapon, especially if the vertical recoil is non-existent. So as you can see, I spec'd the AK just as a test in pure accuracy, and look at the difference in the side-to-side recoil pattern when I fire the AK. I know, it's crazy, right? It's like this thing did a complete 360. It's literally shooting in a straight line up inside of the ridges of the tin can. As you can see to the right, you can look at the original pattern, and this is me doing a complete recoil test without moving the R stick or the aim stick or whatever you want to call it on PlayStation or Xbox. That is what happens when you actually kit the weapon properly based on the kind of recoil pattern that the weapon has. So now that you know what accuracy is, let's head into the number 1 topic of today and figure out what control really is on a weapon. Alright, so with the MP7 in hand, I'm pretty sure based off of the second topic of the video, you can easily figure out what the first topic is going to be about. The vertical recoil. A lot of people, when they get the game or when they start kitting weapons, they immediately spec into control thinking that it's going to just automatically solve all of the recoil problems, when that's not the case at all. This year, a lot of things have changed within Call of Duty. The MP7 has some of the worst vertical recoil in the game, and because of that, we're able to really showcase what happens when you spec into full control on a weapon with garbage vertical recoil. So, as you can see, I threw all these attachments on here, just like I did with the AK, to spec into pure control versus pure accuracy. And let's take a look at what happens when you sit here and use a fully leveled MP7 that's fully spec'd into control to maximize its vertical recoil potential right here. Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? I'm not holding down the R stick, and I realize that it is kind of hard to see on this wall. I probably should have shot up the second tin can, but speccing the MP7 for full vertical control, look at the recoil spray pattern compared to the one on the right. The one on the right is obviously with no attachments, and the one on the left is obviously the one with all the attachments that you could possibly get to spec for pure vertical control on a weapon with garbage vertical control. Look at that. So, hopefully you guys learned something new. Hopefully this will be able to help you when you're kitting out your weapons, or maybe if you get hit by a counter UAV, or run into a rash shoulder, or maybe you're just tired of the white phosphorus. Big shout out to my boy Quincy for coming and helping out with this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Make sure you thumbs up, make sure you share it, make sure you sub, Take care.